Okay, let me ask you a question. Are you afraid of death? I mean, to be completely honest, I'm afraid of death. I mean, who isn't? If you ask this question to anybody, each and every one of them will say, "Yeah, I'm afraid of death, but I can do nothing about it." And that's the logic. You can do nothing about it. Death is inevitable, meaning it cannot be stopped. You can try to prolong your life if you have like a disease, right? You have people taking injections to prolong their life, but the point is it cannot be stopped. So even if you're a healthy individual right now and you believe that there is no chance of you dying right now, it is completely wrong, because there's always a possibility that you could die, right? Even if you are a healthy individual, it doesn't mean that you cannot die, right? Even in this moment, as we're speaking, like you might, I mean, hopefully not, but you could have a heart attack right now. Even if you're a healthy individual, it could happen. So so the only thing you could do is live with like, I guess, just you gotta embrace it. You gotta be aware of it. You gotta know that it is coming one day. Death is coming to you one day. So at least that's how I try to live my life. Yeah, I'm afraid of death, but I know that one day I have to face it and I can do nothing about it. So the least, like, the only thing I could do is to embrace it. So do you think, okay, let's think about this. Do you think it is a good idea if people don't die? Well, that is, I mean, on the outside, that seems like a good idea. But imagine having more and more people on Earth. Like, you will have no place left to live, because everywhere you go, there will be people, right? So if you think about it right now, it's kind of like balance. The universe, with the universe is like it's in balance right now. Like, some people are dying, some people are born. People are dying, people give birth, and then it's kind of a balance. It's like you lose somebody and you get somebody. You lose somebody, you get somebody. It's always like this. It's like, what is that thing? Seashore, right? It's like that. But the good news, or should I say, this is good news. It depends on how you see it, but not scientifically, but logically, every day there are more people being born than being dead, right? It's like 100 people dying one day, and then 200 people are born into this world every day. So you still have a lot of people being born into the world. Anyway, with that, going back to the point that what's gonna happen if people don't die? Well, again, that's the problem that I could think of, is that you have no place left to live, because there will be a lot of people. And when it happens, what you have to do is you have to go live, I guess, outside of Earth. You gotta go live on the moon. You gotta go live on Mars. So it is kind of crazy to think about it. Like, yeah, people are dying, people come into the world, and it is imbalance. It is kind of crazy. There's always good and bad, and I believe you gotta have both good and bad, because if you only have good, well, having I mean how I mean I don't okay, we gotta think about it. I've never thought about it, to be honest. What if you only have good people in the world? Is it gonna make the world a better place? If you think about it, it is kind of like, yeah, I think it will make the world a better place, but so overall, the outcome is mostly positive. But on one hand, if you only have bad people in the world, it sounds like it sounds like a horrible idea. I don't know if you could think of any disadvantage of only having good people, right? It is, yeah. It sounds like good people will make a good society, but is it really? It is kind of a hard question to think about. Think about it. Again, generally, it sounds like a great idea, but if you get deep into it, it's like, is it really good that you only have good people? It is something to think about. Anyway, let's stop talking about death and birth, and now let's talk about something else. Okay. So can you drive? Can I drive? No, I cannot drive. The only vehicle I could ride is bicycle. That's the only one. I cannot ride a motorbike. I cannot drive a car. Yeah. So bicycle is the only vehicle that I could handle. So why don't you learn how to drive? Well, there's a few reasons for it. Yeah, I guess the main reason is that I don't need it. It's not a necessity. I don't have to commute. I don't have to commute through driving, right? So, yeah, knowing how to drive is a skill. Is a good skill. But I don't know. I just don't want to do something that I don't need. Right. My everyday life doesn't need me to drive. So it's kind of like, I don't need to drive because I don't have to drive. I know it sounds like a stupid excuse. It is. It is a stupid excuse. Maybe I should learn, how to drive. It is a good skill. Like, it is a good skill to learn. It is a good skill. Yeah, I might get into it at some point. So do you believe in? Okay. So what do you think of gay people? What's my opinion on gay people? Well, I respect individual decision. If you wanna be a gay, I'm cool with it. You can make your own decision. And so I have no problem with somebody being gay, right? It doesn't concern me. But if I have to pinpoint a problem, I think that would be the fact that now you have not only people being gay, but also they are trying to encourage people to become one. That's the problem. Now it's not so much of a problem for adults, right? Because adults can make their own decisions. But when kids see something like this, they don't know the consequences of it. They don't know, they cannot make their own decision. And the thing is that when you have a kid, the kid is likely going to imitate what they see, right? When you swear around a kid, he's going to start swearing. So it's like you have these gay people, not only them being gay, but also trying to encourage or influence the kids to become like them. And that is when I get furious. I'm like, yeah, I totally support that. You make your own decision because you are an adult. You can be gay or lesbian or whatever. But don't try to encourage children to become one like you. They are only 8 years old, 9 years old. They are not even 18 yet. They cannot make their own decision. So don't try to influence the kids to be a part of your thing. So that's the problem that I have with LGBT as a whole, is that please keep it to yourself. Yeah, I'm fine with you being gay, you being lesbian, but don't try to influence my kids to become like you. They cannot even make their own decision. And the kids are likely going to do what they tell you to do, because that's the nature of kids. Is they are likely going to do whatever other people tell them to do. So that's the problem that I have with LGBTQ, right? If it's all about them, I don't give a, I mean I don't want to be rude, but if it's all about them, I don't give a fuck, right? If the moment they're trying to influence other people to do the same, especially when it comes to kids, that's when I get angry. I'm like, really, dude? You could live your own life. Why would you have to influence other people, especially kids? So again, going back to your question, I'm fine with people making their own decisions because they can make their own decision. They are already adults. They can do whatever they want with their life. They can be prostitute. They can have sex with as many people as they want. It's not a problem. But don't try to push it onto young children. They don't know. They cannot make their own decision. So what's your favorite TV show? What's my favorite TV show? Oh, let me think. The point is, I've seen a lot of them, and I've been a huge fan of a lot of them, right? I enjoy him almost equally, right? But if I have to pick the one that I really enjoy, it would be, oh my god, let me think. Oh, I'm gonna go with this one. It is this South Korean TV show. It is mostly based around romance. The story is mostly based around romance. It's called It's Okay Not to Be Okay. It came out in 2020. I saw it in 2021, and since then I feel like it's been one of my favorite TV shows. Right, I like the characters, I like the story, so it has to be my favorite TV show. Okay, so what about your what so what about your what about your favorite movie? Okay, I've got two. One is Gone with the Wind, another one is Your Name. So Gone with the Wind, everyone knows about it. It is this classic cinematic experience. The movie came out in 1939, and what's crazy is the movie is 4 hours long. It is 4 hours long. That's the runtime of the movie. So that's Gone with the Wind. Another one is Your Name. Your Name, I saw it in 2020 2021. I saw it in 2021. And since then it's been my favorite movie. So I have two favorite movies. One is Gone with the Wind and another one is Your Name. The point is I cannot choose between the two. I enjoy equally. So let me ask you a question. Do you enjoy speaking English? Uh I find English to be in I find speaking English to be enjoyable for the most part, right? But sometimes I have like kind of it is mostly the fluency problem. It's not that I don't want to speak the language. It's mostly I have mostly it, sometimes I struggle to describe something in English, right? It's like I want to talk about it, but I can't because I don't have the necessary vocabulary to describe it. Is so that's when I feel like I don't want to speak the language. But for the most part, when it, but for the most part, when I'm able to freely express myself, then I enjoy it. So if I have to put it into like a ratio, it would be 80% of the time I enjoy it. The other 20% when it comes to fluency problems, then I don't. So how long have you been speaking English? Whew. I mean, it's not like I speak English, all the time. But I, I believe I've been speaking English since 2020. So if you have, so it's been like how many years? Four, three and a half, 3.5 years. But again, it's not like as I said, I don't speak the language every day, right? I like it's on and off. Sometimes I speak, sometimes I don't. So why do you speak it? Why do you speak why do you speak English? Why do you speak why do you speak English? So why do you speak English? I don't have a specific reason for it, but if I have to think of one, I guess I just find enjoyment in speaking the language, right? Because I literally get no benefit out of speaking English, right? It's not like I need it. I need to. It's not like I need it for my job or I need it to study or whether none of it. I just find enjoyment out of speaking. Also, another thing is that I feel more confident when I speak in English. I feel like I can express precisely, clearly when I speak in English in comparison to my own language. It's not even that my English is good, it just I feel more comfortable speaking in English rather than in my own language. It is kind of crazy. So yeah, if I have to summarize a few reasons why I speak English is one, I find enjoyment out of it, and two is I feel more comfortable speaking in English rather than my own language. So do you think you're selfish? Do I think I'm selfish? Well, do I? Am I? Do I think? Am I selfish? Am I? I think I gotta go with the answer yes. Yes, I am. I am selfish. But it depends. It depends on how It's hard. It's hard to describe it because it's not like I get selfish over everything, right? I don't get selfish when it comes to certain things, but I get selfish when it comes to other things. So it depends. But one thing that I can pinpoint when I get selfish is when I feel like I don't have time for myself, you know, because because I because I value like spending time alone. So like I feel like I have this selfishness of wanting to spend my time for myself. I don't wanna I don't wanna spend my time for somebody. I just want all the time for myself, right? So that is the only thing that I could think of. That is the only thing that makes me selfish. The fact that I need more time for myself. I need more time to improve myself. I'm pretty sure I also get selfish in other areas of my life, but that is the only one that I could pinpoint. How many minutes are we in? 23 minutes. Great. Should I go out today? Should I go out today? Should I? Should I? Should I? Should I go out today? So what do you like most about your parents? What do I like most about my parents? But then this is something that I've never talked about. Yeah, what do I like most about my parents? I mean, yeah, because they're my parents. They're incredibly nice to me. They incredibly care about me. So that's probably one like one of the few things that I like about them is the care that they have for me, right? Because they are my parents, they have this incredible care for me. They care about me so much, as every parent would do. If you have a parent, you know, if you have parents, they care about you so much. Yeah. Now, lot. I mean, so yeah, that is the only thing that I guess I like about them. I mean, I wouldn't say the only thing, right? One of the many things that I like about them is the fact that the amount of care that they have for me. The amount of care that they have for me. Oh. So what do you like most about your sister? The last time I talked to my sister in real life was about 2 years ago, and so it's been a while since I talked to her, at least in real life, in real life, right? So with that, what do I like most about her? It is really hard to pinpoint. It's like, oh, I like this about her, or I like that about her. I mean, like most sisters would do, she cares for me. She likes me. She cares about me so much. So I guess in that aspect, I like the fact that she's nice. Okay, that's one of the things that I like about her is that she's nice. I mean, she has other things that I like. She possesses other things that I like about her, but at the end of the day, it is hard to pinpoint one. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it at that, right? So do you wanna be rich? I mean, who doesn't wanna be rich? Everyone wants to be rich, right? So I wanna be rich too, but to what amount? Like a millionaire or a billionaire? I mean, logically, the more money you have, the better it is, right? But with that said, even if I become the most wealthiest guy in the world, I wouldn't want my name to be known, right? Because I think when a lot of people know that you have a lot of money, they will come to you and they will approach you for your money. And it is a very dangerous thing that rich people have to face is they have no ability to tell if somebody is genuine or not, because you don't know, as a rich guy, you don't know if the people you have really care about you because of who you are, or is it because of your money. It's really hard to tell. It's like there's like hundreds and hundreds of people around you, and you're like this person in my life because they like me as a person, or do they like my money? So it's so yeah, I want to be rich, but I don't want to be known for being rich, right? It would be like I'm the only one who knows that I have my money, right? I don't want anybody to know about it, because it's like I feel like it's like a cheese. Having money is like a cheese. It's gonna attract a lot of mites. It's gonna come. A lot of mice is gonna come eat the cheese. So you wanna hide it somewhere. So I wanna hide my cheese in a safe place. I don't want anyone to know about it, except like maybe my family, right? My parents, my sister, my girlfriend or wife or whatever. Outside of it, I don't want anybody to know about it. Also, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna get you a lot of genuine friendships, I think, because now people will like you for who you are, because they don't know that if you have money or not. So if they like you for your personality, because they don't know that you have money. So in this case, in this case, you can make true friends. You can make true friends. So do you like debates? Do you want to debate? I don't think I'm good at debating. It's likely that I'm going to lose if I get on a debate with somebody. because in so many areas I lack knowledge. So in a debate, I feel like knowledge is one of the key important things. And but on one hand, if I have enough knowledge, if I'm good at speaking, then maybe I might enjoy it. But in the position I'm right now, I don't think I will enjoy debating, because I'm not good at talking. I don't have a lot of knowledge. I lack so many things. So it's likely that now if I get on a debate, I'm likely going to lose. I only want to do something that I'm good at, right? You don't want to do something that you're not good at. Like if you're not good at football, you don't want to play it. I mean, you can train yourself to become good at it and play it, but as human beings, we only wanna do things that we're good at, right? Because that shows your strength. It doesn't show your weakness. Whereas if you do things that you're not good at, it shows your weakness. It shows that you're not good at it. If I tell you to play a piano, if I tell you to play piano right now, if you're not good at it, you wouldn't want to do it, right? Because it's gonna be terrible, and people are going to probably laugh at you for it. So you don't want to do it because you're not good at it. But if you are good at playing piano, the confidence you have, you're like, come on, let's do it. So the logic is that you only want to do things that you are good at. That you're good at. You only want to do things that you're good at. Okay. How many minutes? Okay. let's continue on for a few minutes, and then we're saying bye bye. Okay, and then we're saying, and then we're saying, and then we're saying bye bye. We're saying bye bye. Should I? Maybe. So, do you believe in true love? You know what? I believe in true love, but I'll say this: true love cannot be found; it has to be made. Let me explain why. Because there's no way you're going to meet somebody and you're gonna be like, oh, she's the one. She's the one. If it's a woman, you're like, oh, he's the one. He I believe that he's the one for my life. No, it would never happen. But so in that aspect, true love isn't possible. But I said that it can be made. I said it because I believe that true love is something that you build up over time, right? You spend your life with somebody. Yeah, you love each other, but over time you go through a lot of struggles and difficulties, and when you're going through it, if you can stay together through all these struggles and hardships, if you can come out of it without being affected by it, I believe that is pretty safe to consider true love. So in order to attain true love, you gotta go through struggles with the other person. You gotta share your life. So it has to be made. In that aspect, it has to be made. So I believe that true love has to be made. It cannot be found. It has to be made. So in order to make true love, you need time, you need enough exposure to each other, and you gotta go through a lot of struggles. If you two can stick together while going through all these like struggles and difficulties, if you can come out of it alive, again, it is in that aspect, it is very safe to say that it is true love. So yes, that's what I think of true love. To summarize it, true love cannot be found, it has to be made. Okay, let's do one more question. Let's do one more. Let's do one more question. So do you bite your nails? Do I bite my nails? Oh my god, this is gonna be embarrassing. Yes, I do bite my nails. It's been a habit since I can remember. It's like I tend to bite it when I get anxious, when I get nervous, or if I feel depressed. That's when I tend to do it. But I consciously try not to do it because it's not a good habit. You know, it makes you look like you're a kid. Like, yeah. Also, it is disgusting. Everything goes into your nails, right? There's a lot of bacteria and all this stuff in it, so you're pretty much eating bacteria. And it's not a good thing to do. it's not a good thing to do in public, right? It's like when you see somebody biting their nails, you're like, that's gross. So yeah, I do bite my nails, but I consciously try not to do it. Okay, let's imagine you're married, you have a wife, and you find out that she's cheating on you. What would you do in that situation? What would I do in that situation? I mean, first off, hopefully I don't find myself ever in that kind of situation, right? Because I think it's gonna be horrible. Like imagine being betrayed by somebody you trust behind your back. They betrayed they betrayed you. I think it would be the most terrible feeling. You know, the thing is, after it, you're going to have trust issue because like every time somebody is doing something behind you, you're like, are they cheating on me like my wife did or this person did? And okay, so regarding how I'm going to react to it, if I find out my wife is cheating on my back, well, I don't know, honestly. But I'll try to make it logical. So the first thing I would do is I'm gonna ask her why she's, why she did it, right? I'm gonna be like, why did you do it? Don't you let me? What is the reason? Give me the reason. And then she probably might give me the reason, blah blah blah, right? And then I'll be like, okay, I would decide if the reason is logical or not, right? Depending on it, I'm gonna make the final decision, which is to live with her or to leave her, right? It's likely going to be that I'm gonna leave her. But if it's I mean, I'm not stupid enough to keep her with me, right? But if it's like a very strong reason, I might be like, okay, let me think about that. Is it my fault that you cheat on me, or is it just that you're a bitch, so you do it? So it's depending on the reason that she gives me, I'm gonna make a decision on it, right? So yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do if I find out that my wife is if I find out that my wife's cheating on me. What I would do is I will ask her why she did it, and she will give me her reason, and I will look at the reason and be like, is it logical? Is it a good reason, or is it just a stupid excuse that she made up? Depending on it, I will make my final decision to either leave her or stay with her. Okay, correct. That's correct. Okay, that's correct. That's correct. Okay, let me do one last. Okay, sorry. So let me do one last question. Do you read books? Do I read books? No, not really. I feel like I feel like I haven't read a single book in 3 or 4 years. It's been a while. I don't know why I stopped reading. I think it has to do with the fact that not going to school, right? And there's a study that shows that if when an average person gets out of school in their entire life, an average person there's a chance that they're only going to read 3 books in their entire life when they get out of school, right? Because school makes a lot of people hate reading, because in school you gotta read the things that you don't want to, right? The government wants to read you these stuff, but you don't want to read it. You have no interest in it. You have no interest in history. You have no interest in specific stories that they have put in the books. So when you have to go through this system for more than 10 years, once you get out of it, you are like, oh my god, reading is boring. I didn't enjoy reading in school. It gave me nightmares. So now that's what your mentality becomes, and so it's likely going to be the case that you don't want to read anymore, because reading in school has traumatized you, right? You're like, I don't want to read anymore. I have read for 10 freaking years. I don't want to go back to it. Yeah. So I guess, yeah, school kind of traumatized me a bit. I mean, it's not that I hated it. It's like it's something that everyone has to go through. But I feel like that is one thing that the school does to a lot of people is they install fear in you to not ever read again. Because in school they make you read the things that you don't want to, but you had to go through is in order to pass the exam. Anyway, with that, coming back to your question, no, I don't read. And there's also another reason I'll give you, is that I don't read because I feel like I get more benefit going out and talking to people, experiencing new things. I feel like I get more benefit from it in comparison to reading, right? I could sit down and read a book, but it's just like that. It doesn't benefit you unless you apply it to your own life, right? So whereas going out and actually doing things is more beneficial to you. Like, if you want to improve public speaking, you can either go out and do it yourself, or you can read a book about it. Like, what would you do in this situation? Would you go out and actually do it, or would you read a book about it and then just never do it? Right? I mean, obviously, you will rather go out and you will talk to people. That seems like a practical thing. It looks like it's gonna benefit you the most than just reading the book about public speaking and not doing it. So in that aspect, I don't read books. So yeah, and with that, that's all for this video. And before I go, let me say a few words, and that is that signing off from this world, and bye.